Good morning, everybody. Angela Saunders here with today's BST. Now, today I want to talk to you about delegation. And most of you will understand completely how to delegate, but there are finesses that you can adopt that make delegation turn into an art form and help you to bring to your business the outcomes that you truly want from the jobs that you delegate. So delegation is about responsibility. It's about the amount of responsibility that you give to the person you're delegating to. For example, you might want them to take full responsibility of the job and come back to you when they've done it. Or you might want them to take responsibility for the job, but if they meet any problems, to come back to you and check with you which of their three, say, recommendations for a satisfactory outcome you approve of. Or you may say to them, well, I'm giving you the responsibility for this job, but if you hit any problems, please bring them to me and we'll discuss it between us. Or you may say to them, please carry out the job according to my instructions and come back to me where I take full responsibility. Now, as well as that, it's about accountability, how much you hold them responsible and how much they have responsibility for carrying out the job. You might break the job down into small parts and give them just parts of it, and when they've done one, then they come back to you for the next stage of the job. Or you may want them to account for the whole job altogether, a bit like responsibility, but they don't carry the can. They have to do the whole job before the outcome is approved of by you. Or maybe you want them to be accountable for part of the job. Or maybe you'll spread the job between various numbers of people, but this has to be stated at the outset. And also it's about authority, how much authority you give them. I mean, are you allowing them, as I have said with responsibility, to carry out the job fully, in part, or just as you instruct them bit by bit? And this makes such a big difference for the outcome. And of course, you have to make the desired results that you want absolutely clear from the beginning. Sometimes when you don't get the result that you want from having delegated a job, you have to hold your hands up and say, well, it's your fault because you didn't give the instructions clearly and you didn't check back with them that they fully understood your meaning. Of course, different people from different cultures have different understandings of language, and that is partly why it's important for you to check back that the person that you're delegating a job to has fully understood you. You could ask them to repeat back to you what you've said in their own words. That would be a good way and a diplomatic way of discovering whether or not they really understand what you want. And then you'll be able to determine whether they've understood you, they've fully understood, or whether they were anxious and they got stuck in a single mode of thinking and so interpreted the job in their concepts in terms of their values and what they would want as an outcome. Or you can tell whether they have listened to you carefully and therefore they're perfectly able to go away and undertake the job. Of course, instructing them how you want it done will go a long way to see that the job is done in the way that you really want. And if it's important that the person that you're delegating to doesn't tread on toes, you've got to make it very clear to them exactly what the approach is and in what framework you want the job carried out, the exact stages of the job, if you have very strong ideas about how you want it done, and maybe in terms of their authority or their accountability, you want them to check back with you at the end of each stage. But of course, you have to realize that if you do it that way, then of course you are not fully delegating, you're partially delegating, and so therefore it's still going to take up a lot of your time. No, it's better to state right at the very beginning, at the outset, exactly what you want them to do, step by step, and how you want them to do it, what amount of authority they've got, and how much responsibility for the job you're giving away. So I hope that makes it a little bit clearer, and if it sounds a little bit stern in the approach, it's not. It's because I'm thinking about it as I'm talking to you. And it's always good to have a little refresher, even if you are absolutely amazing at delegating. So think carefully before you do it. Maybe even write down what you want as an end result, and then break it down backwards towards the steps that you need to take. And maybe I'll be talking more about this tomorrow. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed today's BST. Thank you. Bye.